Hello, everybody. This is the Pay Me in Plane Tickets podcast. I'm your host, Jelani, and today we have the wonderful joy of talking to Miss Melissa, who hails from Massachusetts. She's a travel inspo I've been watching out for good amount of time now. She's not only the founder of the Solo Travel Group, which I got invited to, but she also is inspiring thousands to get out there and to do it while being either a digital nomad or PTO finessing, as we like to say here. So I'm glad to bring her on. Take a listen and enjoy. The founder of this massive group chat that I have to figure out how I got into this group chat, but it's been a huge help and it's been just a lot of fun stories, a lot of hilarity going on in there. I'm introducing Melissa, or said by Melissa, as the Instagram handle says. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Awesome. I'm so excited to be here.
That's beautiful. Where are you currently located right now? Because I know it's holidays and everything.
Yes, it's holidays. So I am at my mom's house in Massachusetts.
Nice. It's cold up there.
Yeah, it is cold here. So I'm here, and then I actually am going to be like staying put through the holidays, and I won't be leaving until December 26th. I'm going to go to Iceland.
That is beautiful. That's beautiful right there. So you get a little bit of family time to kind of just rest and relax, and then you're going to be off. How long are you going to be in Iceland for?
I'm only going to be in Iceland for like 5 days, but
That's
then,
not bad,
yeah. And then I haven't figured out what I'm going to do for New Year's. I might like come back and then head again because I come back. I think I come back the 30th, and then I have to do like a circuit of work travel like all of January. So starting January 4th. So I'm like, I can squeeze in another trip right after Iceland.
Right. Yeah. So you're trying to squeeze in a little one. I guess could you try to extend Iceland a little bit and then see the.
So it's gonna be cold there. So I figured I'd like to be somewhere warm for New Year's.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
They have the Aurora lights. That's why I know when I visited there a while back, I didn't get to see the Aurora lights because I was there, I guess, more late spring. And so I missed it. And I was like, maybe one day I'll go back and see it that way.
The other thing is like it's dark for so long in Iceland.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know how many days I really want to stay. Last year I spent New Year's Eve in Brazil. So
oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh geez. That's beautiful. That's the perfect weather and everything.
Okay, so and also Brazil is like the capital for New Year's Eve. It's just so much fun. Everyone wears white. You go to the beach and you have like a giant party. They spend more money in one beach in Brazil on New Year's than they do the entire United States on the 4th of July.
Jeez. Okay, I love that. Now I have to do it.
It's so cool. And like you go in with like clear intentions and a clear mind. Everyone wears white. And then like there's another tradition where you wear like what you want to manifest, I guess, for the year.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
So like I ended up wearing like pink and gold, and that meant like love and money, I think. But yeah, so it was really cool. I ended up getting COVID there, but
that's not good. That's not good at all.
I mean, it was fine. I found out actually when I was in Uruguay that I had it. And then I was on my way to Argentina. So it was just a whole mess. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Yeah, I need to do something for New Year's. I think this year it's a little bit. I did a lot of traveling this year, so my holidays are much quieter now. But no, Brazil has to be done. That's crazy.
It's like so crazy, and they like pride themselves on being like the capital for New Year's Eve.
Oh, geez. Okay, and that's it. So, where are you originally from?
Okay, so
your family. Yeah,
I'm originally from Massachusetts.
Okay.
I went to school in Rhode Island. And then right after school, I ended up moving out to New York City. And so I lived in New York for 8 years. And that's actually where I met Sheldon, who is my co-founder of the chat.
Okay, got you.
We met in New York, and then the pandemic hit, and my mom was by herself up here in Massachusetts, and I was like, and I wasn't going to stay in my tiny New York City apartment. So I packed like a carry-on suitcase. And at the time, I had been traveling a ton for work. Okay. So I had just gotten back from, people say that I brought COVID here, but I had just gotten back from Paris and London, and I went to this huge convention called Maison Objet. And it was like the super spreader. Like if you look it up on the news, it like if you like type it into Google, it literally says like super spreader event, like multi-country event, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, anyway, so I went to that, came back, and then I had COVID like the first time around. And then I got over COVID and I moved back home with my mom, but I still had my apartment in New York. So I was like, I don't know when this is going to be over. So I lived with my mom for, I would say, like maybe 7 months. And then I was like, I got to get out of here. Not because it was a problem, but just, I was just like,
yeah, you're ready to get
back. Like so used to being like on the go. I was never home.
Yep, on the road.
So I went to Aruba by myself. Okay. And I was like, this is great. Then I went to Dominican Republic and I was like, oh, I miss traveling so much. And then I moved to Colombia. And then after Colombia, I just like ripped the Band-Aid off. And I've done since then, in like 2021 and like half of 2022, I've done almost all of Central America with the exception of Nicaragua, which I have on my list for this year. Oh my God. And then I have 6 more countries in South America. Wow. But I just lived in like both of those places for 2021 and 2022. And in 2021, Sheldon and I were chatting, and like, you're traveling all the time, I'm traveling all the time. There's got to be like a place for people to go and talk about their travels, especially during the pandemic. And so we like brainstormed a little bit, and there was no other platform for it than WhatsApp, because people live all over. So he went and he was like, I'm making the link. He made the link and we put it out. And to be completely honest with you, when it first happened, I was like, no one's going to join this. Like, I think we're the only crazy people that just continue to travel no matter like what comes our way. Right. And then people started trickling in, and now we're at 300 members, and I'm like,
it's pretty large now.
Yeah, it's pretty large. So, and we're still growing. Like people are asking to be a part of the chat every day. But yeah, so that happened. I traveled. And then in May of 2022, I did Mexico City and Honduras. And then I switched jobs. So after I switched jobs, I'd done more like domestic travel after that for work. So now I'm like, okay, I need the holidays to myself and my family. And then I'm going to figure out kind of what's next.
Got you. Okay. So basically you've been, because we always ask this question on the podcast, are you a PTO finesser or a digital nomad? So it seems like you're more of a digital nomad.
I was, yes, 100% a digital nomad. Like, and I say this in the chat all the time. You've heard me say this, like, do not become a digital nomad unless you have somewhere to fall back on. Like, shout out to my mom, because otherwise I wouldn't like be able to finesse like abroad for months at a time and then coming back and like having a place to live. That's definitely with a digital, like we've seen it on TikTok, the digital nomads that go out there and they're like, everything's all honky-dory, and then they like lose their job or so like shout out to my mom, because I am so thankful for her, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to live the life that I live.
Oh no. I completely agree with you. You have to have that sort of like a foundation that doesn't evolve. Yeah, that kind of keeps you.
As if I was paying rent,
especially in New York,
to a New York City apartment, there's no way. I think I lived in 13 different countries in the past year and a half. So,
oh wow,
yeah,
and I bet you they're all cheaper than New York.
100%. I think I did the math, and I think in like my year of traveling, I think I spent like $10,000, including plane tickets and housing. I had like plane vouchers and stuff, but and like that's like 3 months rent in New York. So
my family, we grew up around here in New York, New Jersey, so we know the rent situation is ridiculous. The house situation is ridiculous. It's very expensive. So the way you did it was the right way.
I was looking back and that was when I lived there before, like that was the price. But I was looking back and I was seeing like apartments for $8,000 a month. I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to stick with what I'm doing now.
Smart decision. Yeah. All right. So what got you first into travel? So
okay.
Did you grow up in traveling, or was this like the job kind of got you, pushed you into it?
So, well, I started getting into travel. I was younger and my parents would take us on like cruises and stuff. We did like whole family cruises and we would go to like Bermuda, like kind of every year. It kind of got redundant.
Yeah.
But so we did a lot of like the Caribbean on cruises and trips like that. And then it wasn't until my junior year of college that my cousin was studying abroad in Italy. And I was just like, I got to see it. And I went and I ripped the band-aid off and I just couldn't get enough. And then when I started at my last job, which I was with for 7 years, I was doing a ton of domestic travel. Okay. And I was all solo and for work. And then I got put in charge of the head of global sales. So then I like went like kind of gangbusters in Europe. I was traveling to Europe all the time, like a lot of different places. I've been to 41 countries between like personal and work. So yeah. So, and then, so I was traveling so much. And then the pandemic happened and I was like, God, I miss traveling. I just like, I need to like get that itch, that drug.
Right. And it is a drug. It is a drug.
It 100%.
Yeah. Okay. So basically high school was the initiation, and your brother studying abroad in Italy was kind of how you got into it.
Yeah. So basically I would do like family trips when I was younger. And then when I was in college, I took
college. Gotcha. College.
Yeah. My first trip to visit my cousin in Italy. And it was it from there.
Okay. So do you remember your first solo trip?
Yeah. So my first solo trip was definitely for work. And I went to London for my first trip for work. I would say like internationally.
Yeah.
And I have been so many places solo for work, at least.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And then so my first I would say like my first personal solo trip was pandemic, was going to go to Aruba, and my person I was going with got COVID. And I was like, YOLO, I still gotta go. I ended up meeting this like older couple from Alabama when I got there. And they like took me under their wing. I've like watched all their kids get married now, like on Facebook and Instagram. Like they just took me under their wing, and it was just so random how we met. And we just had such a great time.
Okay, got you. Yeah. You guys are still connected, I see.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, definitely. And I mean, like I've had a lot of great stories from travel, but I've also had some horror stories. And
okay. We'll get into some of the crazy ones later.
Yeah.
So in terms of your travel, so you've been to 41 countries.
Yep.
Do you have a favorite one so far that you're like, you know what, I've been to these other 41, but I can definitely go back there a few more times?
Okay, so that's really hard.
I know. I'm asking tough questions
to answer because, like, I mean, I was going to London probably 4 to 5 times a year, for 2 weeks each, at least, for work. So I spent a lot of time in London. So that was kind of like while I was working at my previous company, my second home.
Okay.
But I loved living in Colombia. Like, I would throw everything away and move back there in a heartbeat.
Really? Wow.
Yeah,
I hear that a lot. It's becoming a recurring theme from people I hear or talk to, and they tell me the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, I loved it there.
Colombia's the spot. Okay, why Colombia?
Like 7 times. I was living there during the pandemic. I was living there during lockdowns, and like that's like not an ideal situation for anyone. And I just like the way everyone would wake up and be in such a good mood, and like no matter, like nobody could work, like you couldn't leave the house. And this went on for like months after the United States had this problem. Gotcha. So like, I mean, personally, I was like dodging the system and like,
of course.
I'd be like, oh, lockdown starts on Thursday night. Great. Let me catch a flight to Peru. Like, oh, and I'll come back conveniently on Monday when lockdown's over.
Right.
Or like, oh, there's lockdown in this city. Let me go to this other city. I wasn't like, it wasn't great during the pandemic in regards to like following the rules.
I see.
I just loved it. Like the people, the mentality, like it's like such a great balance of like work and life, I guess. And I feel like even though a lot of people weren't allowed to work, this is going to sound really bad to the podcast listeners, but they found other ways to work. So
I can imagine.
As you will, but people found other ways to work. So,
they're hustlers. Yeah, they know how to keep it going. Yeah.
Yeah, and like, I mean, I was definitely going to all the underground parties and clubs.
That's fine. I can only imagine. Yeah, Cartagena, I've heard. I didn't ask which part of Colombia.
So I lived in both. I lived in Medellin, and then also I lived in Cartagena.
Okay, which one did you prefer?
So
they're two different types, you know.
Cartagena is like Miami. So like you can go to Miami for a 5-day weekend, and then you're like, God, get me out of here. Like I need to like relax and take a nap. Whereas Medellin is really great for like working and living and like normal life. There's still party, but like normal life. So being a digital nomad, I needed to be like, okay, pull in the reins, like chillax. You need to go back to work tomorrow. Like you don't need to be out till 5 a.m. And that was a lot harder when you were in Cartagena. But I've been like, truth be told, I have been back to Cartagena more times than I've been back to Medellin. I lived in Medellin for 2 months, but I've been back to Cartagena 7 times since.
Oh, wow. Okay. So Cartagena has been favored, even though you would probably would prefer Medellin.
Like shorter trips. Yeah.
I can understand that.
One of my really close friends, so that I traveled most of South and Central America with, just our schedule aligned. We were just digital nomads and we just like took off. And we would be like on a trip and then we'd be like, do you want to go to Guatemala tomorrow? Okay. Like it would just, I love that. We just kind of kept spiraling for like a year and a half. Anyways, so we ended up doing, I think it was 6 bachelor parties. Like no word of a lie. People in the United States would be like, we need help. And like, or we'd get off the plane and we would literally see our friends. And so once you get to know like the culture, where to go, all the stuff, it made it really easy for us. And like, we didn't like monetize it yet. We haven't monetized it yet, but it's definitely something in the works. But yeah, we would like get off a plane and people would be like, wait, haven't you been here so many times? We've seen it on your Instagram. And then would be like, okay, so this is where we're going to go. We're going to rent a boat from this person. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And like, this is what you look out for. This is what you don't look out for, whatever.
All this other thing. Yeah. Okay. So you kind of like monetize it, or you're trying to learn how to monetize it in some way.
So yeah. So like, we get a lot of free stuff from it, but we have not yet like made like packages, I guess. We also got really busy and within our own travels, but we use kind of like Cartagena as a jump off point. So like if we're going to go to South or Central America, sometimes we'll fly in there, spend a few days
and go.
And like, so that's why I've been there so many times. Like I went there and then I flew to Panama. Like that was just
nice. Okay. Right. You're kind of like splitting it. You're using as you said, a jump off point to get to.
Yeah. It's like our, because we know it. So it's like our home base in South America.
That's a good way to put it. It is a home base. Yeah. So in Cartagena or Colombia in general, what's the food like?
Okay. The food is bland.
Okay.
But their fusion food is like, you've never tried it before. It is so good.
Okay. Legit. Yeah.
But they're like regular food, and not to insult any Colombians, but their regular food, like it just isn't as flavorful as other places that I have visited.
Okay. All right.
And they like don't really like hot stuff.
Oh, really?
And I love spicy stuff. That's probably
I love spicy food too.
I love spicy stuff, and I have the worst acid reflux of all time. That's probably why my voice is gone, because I literally will like drink tequila, down some ceviche, pour hot sauce on everything. I'm just like horrible to myself.
You're putting yourself through some suffering.
Yes, I am. It's what I love. So I remember one of the first times there's a place, and there's an island of Cartagena. It's called Cholon. It's so fun. Take a boat there. It's like kind of not like a mini yacht week, but there's like a bunch of boats and everyone's partying on the boats. And it's just really, really fun. And I like spicy margaritas. And they didn't have that. So I was like, okay, in Spanish, I had said, like, I need tequila and hot sauce. And they were like, I don't get it. Why would you do that? And then I literally came back like 2 months later and it was on the menu.
Oh, I see. Okay, all right, got you. You basically you're a trailblazer.
I like made my own. Yeah. Yeah. Like I had a margarita, I just put a little bit of hot sauce in it and it was really good.
Okay. So now as a digital nomad, so you're saying Medellín's better to work in.
Yep.
And I'm assuming because you need a lot of good Wi-Fi and
yeah, and like it's just
around
a very like it's a booming city. Like I would say Medellin or like Lima, Peru, or Argentina, like Buenos Aires, they're all like very functional like cities where there are people working everywhere.
Got you. I understand what you're saying.
So it's
everybody's doing something.
Yeah, and they're like working. It's not like vacation.
Yeah.
So like it's very hard when you go to places and everyone's in vacation mode.
Yeah, like if you're in Hawaii or something.
Yes, and also like the Wi-Fi needs to be great. Like the accommodations need to be like good.
Perfect.
You know what I mean? Like so that like when I'm working abroad, I don't want to have to worry about like, oh, is this a dodgy place to sleep or is this
right?
You know what I mean? I want to be like, okay, let me roll over, open my laptop, and be like ready to go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so when you're going to these places and working, are you? Because I know you've been to Colombia a couple of times. So are you getting like a work visa because you're staying there for extended periods, or are you just kind of like,
like I said, I really am a bad rule follower. Do not take my advice when it comes to this kind of stuff. Like I am a Photoshopper. I am a not rule follower. I've done it all, but
I got you.
Yes,
I'm with you.
I like don't follow the rules when it comes to like visas and stuff like that. Okay. Or like I'll find the smallest loophole and I'm like, oh, okay. So I can only be here for a month. Great. I'm gonna stay 3 weeks and 6 days.
Exactly. Yeah. The 29 days, call it even.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that one. I'm with you. Yeah. So you spent a lot of time in Central and South America.
Yep.
Which place is the best place to party?
Probably Colombia or Brazil.
Colombia or Brazil. Got you. I feel like Brazil would have. I don't know why. I always get a feeling Brazil would always take that #1 spot.
I also feel like you have to remember I went to all these places during COVID. So like
I see.
You had to be there to like for an extended period of time to like be comfortable enough with the locals to find.
Yeah.
So I was only in Brazil really like I think it was 7 days.
Oh, okay. Very short. Yeah, it wasn't that big.
Yeah, because I did Brazil and then went to Uruguay and then went to Argentina.
Ooh, okay.
So sometimes I would do like 3 to 4 countries in like a stint. So like 2 months, but I would do like 3 to 4 countries.
Yeah, because you're splitting it up like maybe a few weeks in a certain place and then you're going.
Yeah, or like a few days, like even a few days. I did Cartagena, Panama, or like Colombia, Panama. Then I went to Guatemala and then I went to El Salvador. And that I think was like maybe a month and a half. I did all 4.
Oh, wow. What was El Salvador like?
So this is like mixed emotions because I am like the biggest rider for Guatemala. And I didn't think I was going to like Guatemala like I did. I am obsessed with Guatemala. I would go back vacation there like all the time. Would I go back and work there? Probably not as much.
Yeah.
Because it's so beautiful and there's so much to do there.
Got you.
So I went to Guatemala first and I thought I was going to like be blown away by El Salvador. Mm-hmm. El Salvador was really beautiful and a lot of fun, but like I was on such a high from Guatemala that it was like hard to top it.
Got you. I see.
Some parts of El Salvador I feel like kind of remind me of Vegas a little bit. Like there's big life.
Okay. Yeah.
But then other parts are definitely more like local, which is really fun. I'm like obsessed with pupusas. Yeah. So, and just they have great food. But I think I need to spend more time in El Salvador.
Yeah, because what happened was Guatemala almost overtook it
Yeah, basically, I was like, nothing's gonna top this. I should just go home. And I didn't
Right.
give El Salvador. I had fun there, but I didn't really give it the chance it
Yeah.
deserved. And now I'm watching everybody go there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, dang, like you guys look like you're having a great time.
No, yeah, no, that's the reason I asked because I've noticed a lot on social media. A lot of people are going to El
I'd
Salvador.
like to say that I was the starter of that trend,
You
but
were okay, okay. We can officially crown you here. You are the
yeah,
trendsetter. All right,
yeah.
now
I don't know.
so
Go ahead.
you went to you've done a lot in Central America. Now the European side, the European countries.
Yep.
Which of those have been your favorite?
Okay, so um Dublin is really cool. And I would have never like put that on my list as
Mm.
like the coolest place, but it's kind of like a horseshoe. And I feel like you get like five different places in one. So like there's like the middle of Dublin, which is
Yeah,
like
yeah. City.
city. And
Yeah.
then like you can go to one side and it's like fisherman's town, and you can go to the other side and it's like farming. So I just felt like it's like really cool, the like diversity. I wouldn't mean like diversity like people. I mean like
Yeah.
like trade.
Yeah.
Um and like sometimes you feel like you're in Malibu, and then like sometimes I feel like you feel like you're in like Oklahoma. It's just I don't know. That's how I felt about it.
No, I've heard good things about Dublin. I never really want to go. So I'm glad
Yeah.
you went and you're saying that because I think, and as you're about to go to Iceland, I think Iceland is kind of gonna be similar to the
Yeah.
farmland side of Dublin.
Yeah.
Like
And like
a lot of open space.
I've been to obviously Italy, Spain. I've been to Greece. Places I didn't like. So I did a trip where um I went to England, Ireland, then I went to Austria, Germany, and Switzerland. Germany's like my least favorite place, I would say.
Okay.
Um,
Why is
Switzerland
that?
is so at the time I was living in New York, and it was just really weird because people, and I am not Jewish, I'm actually Middle Eastern and Christian.
Right.
So I was asked so many times if I was Jewish in Germany, and I just felt like that was so uncomfortable because, like, why are you asking me? Are you like, I just thought it was very weird. I
Yeah.
was probably asked like 20 times in like 36 hours that I was there. My accommodations were bad. I just didn't like, I ended up going with a client to the Soho House,
Oh,
and
okay.
I was like, okay, cool. I've been to the Soho House in other places. It's gonna
Yeah,
be
yeah, yeah.
fun. Literally, like, I think I took out my cell phone to like put something in my calendar, and the like wait staff or like the person who worked there like tried to tackle me because you're not allowed to have like phones, and they
Oh,
thought I was
wow.
taking a photo, and I was like, this is like so aggressive.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Um,
know. Yeah. Yeah. The Soho House
yeah,
is very like, very, kind of strict in certain things, but
yeah,
not
but
like
like,
that.
not like that. Like, what do you think I'm doing? Like sharing your secret recipe to the tea I ordered? So yeah, definitely.
So Germany's on the bottom of your
Yeah.
list, but Dublin's on top.
Yeah. Or like, I mean, Greece, I love.
Greece, okay. Yeah.
Like,
Which
there's,
part of because Athens, are you talking like Santorini or something?
oh, so I did Athens, Mykonos, and Santorini, and I went with 150 people on a group trip.
Whoa.
So I
That's a
do, like,
that's a large
before
group.
I started traveling so much for work, I used to do group trips with this company. I'm friends with all of them, and they've since kind of done separate things, but it was called We Stay Traveling.
Okay.
And they did a trip to the year before Morocco and Spain, and there were about like 75 of us. And so fun, made friends with all of them. It's really based on like minority travel.
Okay.
And
Understandable.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's
Cool.
kind of getting everybody out and about together
Yep.
as a group. I think that's also a good introduction for people who are a bit apprehensive to traveling, or a little bit
Yeah. And it
scared
was
to it.
kind of like there
Yeah.
weren't big degrees of separation. Like everyone knew everybody through, and we're all still really close. Um, yeah. And so then we did Greece, and that was really fun. And yeah, so I did Mykonos, Santorini, and Athens.
Oh, okay. And does this group trip still happen? or is it?
So they do it kind of separately. Like there was a birthday party last weekend that there were probably 70 people that went to DC for this birthday party.
Okay. DC.
And like there was a housewarming in Houston for the girl that I'm really close with that I travel with most often. She had a housewarming. There were like 100 people there, and a lot of the people that do these group trips were there.
Okay.
I think the pandemic really slowed down the group travel in that capacity.
I can imagine that, yeah.
Because I feel like during the pandemic, you were kind of all fending for yourself and trying to figure out like,
Yeah,
okay, yeah, and also like, okay, I'm not trying to make accommodations for 150 people when there's like a ton of cancellations and all of this stuff. So
oh yeah,
get it more on a smaller scale.
Yeah, the logistics get complicated, especially in that era.
Yeah.
I can understand that. Have you ventured to the Asian countries or even Africa?
Sure. Yep. So I cannot wait to do like explore all of Africa. I've only been to Morocco, and I don't really think that that's a good representation of the rest of Africa. Uh, but I am all like I would love to do like go through a lot of the countries in Africa. And in Asia, I've only been to China.
Oh, okay.
And I went there in 2019. And then I actually was supposed to have a first class pod tickets to Tokyo, Japan, and Seoul, Korea for April of 2020. And literally, work was like, we have to cancel it. And I was like, no, this thing's going to be gone. Like, we're totally still going. And that was like going to be my first time flying like first class pod. And I was like, I'm not missing this. I don't care what is happening in the world. Yeah, right. It obviously was canceled. So
yeah. But okay, you've been to at least you sort of been to China to some degree.
Yes. So I'm hoping to
go back.
I'd love to do like 3 months sabbatical in Southeast Asia in my dream world. That would be ideal for me.
All we gotta do is just win the lottery first.
Right?
That's it.
No, I recently told my boss that. I was like, so what are the chances of, and I work for like a small startup. I was like, what are the chances? She's like, not anytime soon, but we can just keep it in our dream box. I was like, love that.
Hey, it's a good start, It's getting some acknowledgement.
Yeah.
All right, now let's get into the juicy stuff. What's the worst place you visited? You thought it was going to be amazing. You get there and it's just a train wreck. And you're like, I'll never go back here again. I'm fine.
So I haven't had somewhere that I was like, the whole thing was horrible. I've had things that like
fell apart,
like accommodations or things fell apart. So I guess I can defer that question. Brazil, as amazing as it was, you can look at my Instagram stories and my highlights. It's hilarious. But I think I told you about this, but I literally like got to Brazil. It was just one thing after another. I almost missed my flight. Getting to Brazil, it was like the day, 2 days after Christmas. It was like a whole nightmare. And I arrive at our accommodations, which are like $300 a night. And which was like absurd for Brazil.
Yeah. As you said it, I was like, wait, that's pretty high.
It was like New Year's, so I understood.
Got you.
But anyways, so we get there and they keep telling us that the room isn't clean and that they need to clean the room. So like, and we've been like flying for hours. We're sleeping in the lobby. Like they just keep telling us, they're giving us a run around, the room's not clean. So like probably 3 hours later, we end up going to the room, and this room is a disaster. Like there's dirty rags on the floor, like this refrigerator's leaking, everything is dirty. Looks like there's blood on the curtains. Like you get into the bedroom and I don't know how to do this without like showing it with my hands for the listeners, but like the mattress is completely ripped. Like if you take the sheet off, mattress is probably from like the 60s and like ripped to shreds. Like it's being held on by the sheet.
Oh my gosh.
And they still tried to charge us. I was like, get me out of here. We ended up switching to Nova Hotel right in Copacabana. If anyone is going to Brazil, I suggest that place. It's awesome. Airbnb can be kind of dodgy when it comes to certain cities.
True.
But the rest of my trip in Brazil was absolutely amazing.
Oh, okay, got you. So Yeah, it wasn't the worst trip, but it was a lot of things fell apart for Brazil.
Yes. And it's like, if like I don't let things really get to me. So that's a good thing. Like if I had let that Airbnb get to me, my rest of my trip would have been ruined. But I was like, okay, that's an isolated incident. I can laugh about it. Let's move on.
I see what you're saying. Okay. So all right. I'll take it. And then basically when I want to do Brazil, I gotta make sure I heed your advice and go with you said the Novo
Novotel, like
Novo Hotel.
Novotel. Yeah. It's right in Copacabana. And that's where all like the fireworks and everything are. And the beach parties.
Yeah. Okay, I'm taking that one. All right. Now, have you been somewhere where you've stayed somewhere where it was just beautiful accommodations, a favorite hotel in a particular location?
Okay, so I am obsessed with Lake Atitlan in Guatemala, and it is so beautiful. It's right on the lake, and I stayed in this place called Casa Palopo. It is very expensive, but totally worth it. There's like no TV in the room. It's like a super sanctuary. There's like a infinity pool. You have to walk like millions of steps to get there, but it like overlooks, it's like an infinity pool that goes right out to the lake and overlooks everything. It's so beautiful. I have pictures on my Instagram. I'm like, I dream about this place all the time.
Okay, this is the spot.
Yeah.
And say it's Lake
Atitlan in Guatemala.
Gotcha.
And then the place I stayed was Casa Palopo.
Beautiful. Have you ever been on a cruise?
Yes. So I used to do cruises a lot when I was a kid.
Ooh, did you like them?
So my family used them as like a tactic for us to all be stuck together. Like me and all my cousins. That's what I interpreted it as. And like luckily we're all really close, but we did them like every year. So I thought they were fun then when I was younger. And then like at an older age, I don't know how I would feel about being in like such close quarters for like bedroom.
I can understand that. Yeah. You are in one spot, one boat with a certain amount of people.
Yeah, I recently went to Seattle for work and I was accidentally booked in a micro hotel. And that's my first time ever being in one of those. And I only spent one night and then I left. But it's a minimalist hotel. And I just don't think that's my vibe.
So like a micro, it's like, I'm assuming it's like really small rooms.
Really small. They only have like one hand soap, no shampoo, no conditioner. Like the shower is like next to your bed, basically. There's one sink, like, and it's like if you put your two hands together, it's probably the size of that. It's very small. Everything was small. The refrigerator held like one soda.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't know about that. I guess it is in the city, so I guess I probably just for spacing. But
the bed would go from one side of the wall to the other. It would just
yeah. Oh wait, how long were you there for?
I only stayed one night and then they moved my accommodations. My job is amazing about that kind of stuff. They were like, we really wanted to book you in a really hip hotel. And somebody had stayed there that works for us in New York and said it was awesome. And I think when like if you're on a trip where you're never going to be in your room, that's great. But I was like working from Seattle. So I needed like after I worked all day in the office, I'd need to like go home, be on my computer, and like you kind of want space to like spread out, especially after being on like a 7-hour flight.
Oh, yeah. You don't want to sit in that small cramped space, especially after what you just said, traveling, and also it's just really too small. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
All right. Have you ever experienced like a really cool Airbnb? You booked the space in one of those like you log into Airbnb, they show you all these like spectacular homes.
I've experienced a few really cool ones. Since like there were other digital nomads, but since my friend and I were kind of, I feel like and just going from one place to the next, we kind of had like our free reign on all these really cool Airbnbs that nobody was really using.
Right.
I had this really awesome Airbnb in Panama that I absolutely loved. It was just really cool. It was like 2 floors and it was just really cool right in the downtown of old Panama City. And the only problem was that since there was COVID and you couldn't have like band practice or anything inside. They had to do it outside in the streets. And unfortunately, it started at 6 a.m. and it was right outside of my window. Other than that, it was great.
You had the best alarm clock.
Yeah. Oh, it was great.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So, have you visited a place that left you kind of really inspired? A place that
Uh,
kind of you went back home and said, "Man, that trip was I needed that one."
okay, so my family, me and my cousins went back to Armenia, which is where my family's from,
Mhm.
for the first time since the genocide. We were like the only people like that has returned back to Armenia since my family had fled during the genocide. And so we went as a group, and I felt like that was so inspirational because there were just so many things that we had like grown up doing. My family is super traditional, and
Yeah.
just there are so many things that we had grown up doing, and then like to see other people doing them, or to like find out the root cause, or like why we do the things that we do, was just like so amazing to me. And like I can't even put it in words how awesome
Yeah.
it was. So unfortunately, like almost right after we were in war, so I couldn't
Yeah.
go right away. But I'm definitely looking forward to going back there in the future. It's Armenia, for those of you who haven't been, is so beautiful. There's so many different like things you can see in kind of a like you could do like day trips. So
Oh,
like
nice.
yeah, really
Huh.
cool. Mood stones actually come from one of our lakes,
Oh,
which are like
wow.
really cool.
Okay. Okay.
But there's a bunch of mountains and monasteries and just
Yeah.
all different cool things. The first winery came from Armenia, so we
Really? Oh, I never knew that.
yeah,
I'm actually
and
into
like
wine, so
yeah, and like it was like inside a cave, and they would like filter the wine with
uh,
straw and hay.
okay.
They would trade virgins for wine, but it's a totally different story. But yeah, really
What's
cool.
one way for currency?
Yeah,
Jeez. Okay. All right. So, yeah. How long were you there for?
I think we were there for 12 days.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Timing's amazing. Yeah, because
yeah.
certain places, if you're there for, like you say, Cartagena, you can do in like 5 days, treat it like Miami, and get in and go, get in and get out. But
No, I
Armenia,
definitely wanted to see like everything.
yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah.
And I mean, actually, because I want to make my way out there, but I gotta do that one
Yeah, I'd like to do
day.
a lot more of like the Middle East, places that are,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I just well, I was kind of close. I was in Tel Aviv recently for work.
oh, cool.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
so
you did say that.
yeah, I was a little it's a long flight, but it's fine. The food was
Yeah.
good. uh you have to know Hebrew. That's the thing. Thankfully, I was
Yeah.
there with coworkers who knew Hebrew a lot. We were able to navigate me, but I was still struggling.
Yeah. No, for sure.
All right, so what's the travel plans for next year?
So far I have Iceland, then
Okay.
figuring out for New Year's Eve. Then
Yeah.
I'm going to go to Houston, Dallas, and Atlanta for work.
Okay.
And then after that, I'm kind of seeing where work takes me,
Yeah.
but I'd like to do some additional international trips for sure. I don't think I'll be able to work abroad as much as I did in previous years,
Okay.
just because of the fact that like, I mean, obviously I'm gonna have to go to Seattle a few times, but
Yeah.
um just more so because of like I work for a startup, so
Yeah.
they're still launching, and
Yeah.
I mean they're very much underway. We've already sold out a product for Black Friday, but
Yeah.
I just don't want to like abandon them and go abroad. And I think as of right now, like I was working before for a really large company, so
I see.
it was a lot
So
easier.
okay, so and I'm assuming Houston, Dallas, and uh
Atlanta are all work.
Atlanta
We're
all
doing
work,
like
and it's all top of the year, pretty much.
yeah, so I literally go from Dallas to Atlanta like in the same
Uh,
same day.
yeah, because it makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah.
No, all right. So now, question: because do you stay in Seattle mostly because of
No,
work?
I stay in Massachusetts most,
Massachusetts. Okay, that's what I was wondering. All right.
but I go out to Seattle. I would say last year or this year I went like twice.
Yeah.
Probably next year I'll go like once a quarter.
Okay. So what is so okay? So what's on the wish list? Let's say
Okay, I definitely
2023 happens. All right, I'm going to these first top 3 places.
Okay, so I want to finish South America.
All
So I
right.
want to do 100% the Bolivian salt flats. I want to do the Galapagos Islands.
Okay.
Um, I'm gonna hop over to Central America and finish. I want to do Nicaragua, so I finish all of that.
All right. Complete it.
Those are like 3 places that are like attainable for me to do,
Mhm.
but like super wish list. I'd love to do Egypt. I want to
Yes.
do Bali,
Oh
um,
yeah.
like really badly. I'd like to do a safari, like
Okay.
just like things for, I guess, that are just I want to do, but haven't
Yeah.
done. And then I'd like to like travel all over Asia.
Oh no, perfect. No, I like your list, and I think finishing out the Central America and South America is going to be a golden moment for you.
Yeah. And I think like right now, I feel like for like vacation wise,
Yeah.
I end up like I went to Turks and Caicos for which I'll say that's the place that like everyone amped up and I do not think it's worth the hype. Um,
All right. Yeah. I
yeah,
got to tell my mom that because she's always talking about, oh, Brad's going to Turks and Caicos. I'm like, oh, okay.
yeah. And that drone photo shoot, don't waste your money. Um,
It's not worth it, guys. It's not worth
that
it.
was like one of my horror stories.
Oh, geez. Okay. The picture didn't work out or the drone hit you.
Well, no, I like got there. It was like teenagers operating. I was like, cool,
Oh.
cool.
Mm.
The guy moved. I was like, already, I did my hair, my makeup. The guy moved the boat and I fell in the water. And then he
Oh,
like
geez.
throws me in the kayak. And then like I never heard from them again. Like they were like taking the photos. They told me to do like one last pose. I turned around
Yeah.
and or like they told me to do another pose. And then like I was laying there for 20 minutes. Nobody said anything to me. I'm like, hello, hello.
Oh,
I
wow.
turn up, like I turn around and everything's moved. Like there's no tent, nothing's there
Oh, snap. Yeah.
at all.
That's insane.
So I get out of the kayak. There's like one guy left. He's like, okay, time to go. I'm like, okay. He's like, here you go. Here are your photos. They're supposed to be edited. We're not edited. Um, and literally he just like leaves and we're just like stranded there, like
Oh,
waiting to
geez.
find transportation. Then I like finally get a chance to look at my photos. The exposure is so bad. Like my skin looks like it's the same color as the water, which is confusing. Right.
That's insane. No, no, that's
And
not good at all.
the guy like threw my hair in the water. And have you ever seen like Rugrats and in
Yeah.
Angelica's doll, like how the
Yeah.
hair like fix it? That's literally what my hair looked like in the pictures. It was like, what? Yeah. It was
No,
nightmare. And so I've told everybody since. I'm like, it's not worth the hype. I had
not
to
worth
pay to get the photos edited. Like it wasn't it.
it. You
But
shouldn't be laughing.
no, I mean, I can laugh. Like I said, bad things happen to me when I travel, and I just laugh about it now. But
Hey, yeah, you just laugh off the pain. I'm with
yeah, right.
you.
So that's like a place that's
Yeah.
not worth the hype. But um, yeah, I hope to get some more travel in 2023.
Yeah, no, no, it has to be planned out, properly, especially given, the work constraints and everything like that. So,
Yeah,
it's
like
it's a
before I
blessing in general.
like want to go to Africa tomorrow. Sure, let's go. Like now,
That's me.
not so much.
Yeah, no, I can agree with that. I think before it was a little bit easier because everybody was remote, but
Yeah.
now it's
For
like
sure.
there's a little bit like reeling it in, and everybody's showing up some part of the time. You can still kind of do your thing, but having to show face a
And
little
I
bit.
feel like my job would be like, oh, Melissa, where are you today? And I would just
Yeah.
be, actually, right now I'm in Chile. Like, so
No, 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 no. And honestly, if you did that, you'd be saving yourself money that way.
yeah,
Yeah, easily. All right, so we ask this question to everybody who comes onto the pod.
sure.
It's like these little fun questions for you to think about. So it is called Pay Me in Plane Tickets. So if you
Yeah.
had to be paid in plane tickets, which airline are you going with?
Delta all day, every day.
How does the unanimous winner over here?
No, 100%. I mean, I like exclusively try to fly Delta during the pandemic. I felt like I had to fly American Airlines more than I'd like to admit because that was one of the only airlines that was going to South and Central America.
Yeah, they do fly there a lot. Yeah, I've seen them.
Yeah, but Delta for sure. And I like their like sister airlines a lot of the times.
Oh,
Like
got you. Yeah.
I fly LATAM a lot and
Mhm.
like when I'm in South or Central America, and they're like a good partner of Delta's, part of the Sky team or whatever.
Yeah, I think Aeromexico is a part of them too. I know when I went to Mexico City, I believe they took me over there to that
Yeah.
airline. I believe
So
so.
all day Delta.
All day Delta. Okay, I'm a United baby, so it
Yeah.
just works for me.
I mean, United's not bad. Like I know that Sheldon has his like rankings of the airlines. I don't know if you guys have seen it on his
No, I
Instagram.
got to see it. I got to ask him
Oh, it's literally hilarious. He like ranks like if crazy things happen, like say somebody gets into a fight or something, he'll like put them under like Big Wylan or whatever, like,
oh,
and
geez.
changes the
I
ranking.
got to see it.
Yeah, but
Uh,
United did okay for a while.
for a
It was
while.
in the safe zone for a while.
You know, I've heard people's horror stories about United, and I don't know if it's just because I've been grandfathered in. I grew up on United. I have not experienced any of those things. They just treat me differently.
Yeah, no, I would say like the biggest surprise airline that turned out to be like garbage over the last few years is JetBlue. Like
Yeah,
I used to fly JetBlue domestically a lot for work,
yeah,
and
that
now
went down.
JetBlue is like worse than Spirit in my opinion. But
It went downhill
I've
completely.
never actually flown Spirit or Frontier or any budget airline in the US, but I would just assume that that's
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I would just yeah, I went on a JetBlue flight a couple years ago, and it was just the plane was dirty. I've never seen a plane that bad before.
last
Um,
time I went on a JetBlue flight, the like when you're walking in and there's like the attendants, I guess. This
mm.
girl literally came on the loudspeaker and goes, I don't get paid enough to do this, throws the mic and says, F y'all, and walks away. I was like,
No
cool.
way. Oh, geez.
Start of this. Awesome. I was like, okay, so you just like publicly in front of everybody just decided you're gonna quit your job.
Yeah, that's that's one way to exit a position
Yeah.
right there.
Yep.
Jeez. Oh, yeah, JetBlue's definitely it's definitely gone downhill since I remember being younger flying it. It was
Yeah.
yeah, younger it was like beautiful, it was the best thing, but now it's not.
But if I could be paid in Delta like plane tickets, I would be happy.
All right, okay. Yeah, Delta's the unanimous winner on this podcast. I can't. I'm trying to vouch for United, but it's not working out.
No.
All right. What is your go-to? Do you have a go-to debit card, credit card for all your points or anything?
Okay, so I really should get the American Express Platinum because I feel like
Yes.
that's the one. But I literally just use this is going to be silly, but I use like my Bank of America travel rewards. I am so bad when it comes to like cards. Like I know I could be saving so much money, but I'm just like so bad at it.
No, no, no. I hear you. I only have one. I have that platinum, and
I
honestly,
just,
the points game is very confusing. It can get a
and
lot.
yeah, and I just keep thinking I don't want to pay an $800 fee or whatever it is. So
it's it's just ridiculous.
yeah,
It's just it's very like I don't know how people shuffle and props to all the guys who can shuffle through it and everything, but I don't got time for all that. Just give me
yeah,
one and call it a day. So you're Bank of America, and that's your go-to.
that's really like what I use right now. Yeah.
Do you see like are you able to like redeem your points for flights, or is it just like you accrue it and I guess
So like for me, I really just fly Delta. So
okay.
I feel like I get upgraded a lot with them.
Okay.
So like I could buy a like basic economy flight.
Mhm.
I already get free luggage and then I usually get bumped up to like at least comfort if not first class.
Okay. Gotcha.
So like deals wise, I guess I don't like I can use my points, but I don't get like credit card discounts.
Gotcha. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But my friend that I travel with has American Express Platinum. Her whole family does. So
Yeah. They do
we
have a
end
lot
up looking through her a lot.
No, they do come with a lot of perks and everything.
Yeah.
But not I honestly I think what you have is fine. Honestly, it is a bit of a gimmick, but it works.
Yeah. I just like
Yeah.
don't know about like the whole points game. So I feel like that would be an additional confusion to me. I do use like Rakuten, so I can
Oh,
like
okay, yeah.
money back
Yeah,
and I
yeah, yeah.
get a lot of money back from that.
Okay. Also, you're getting something back. You're doing some
Yeah.
sort of
And I just found out
fiscal
that
responsibility.
Airbnb you can get Delta points from.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I
Now
saw that
that's
on,
something. Now that might be a reason I may convert, but I don't
yeah,
know.
I saw that on TikTok. So I thought that was really cool.
All right. What is your traveling pet peeve?
So everybody probably will say the same thing when people stand up on the airplanes. That doesn't bother me. I'm like a one in a million. Also, I feel like not to sound like
Uh,
a-hole, but like a lot of the times I'm upgraded. So
okay.
I get angry if I'm like in first class and people are like sitting around lollygagging. I'm like, go get your bag. Come on, get ready to get on the plane. You're holding
Gotcha.
everybody up.
Speed it
If
up.
you're
Speed it
in
up.
row 32, sit down. But like, so that's like not a
Okay.
pet peeve for me. I feel
Uh,
like people getting up when they don't get up. That's a
mm,
pet peeve for me. But like
gotcha.
the front of the plane. So like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
people talking all the time, like sit down. No, if the plane is like stopped, please get your bag because I don't want to sit here and wait while you like fumble around.
No. 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 I agree with you. I agree with you. Yeah. No. Look, we're all travel snobs here. So
Yeah.
yeah. So okay. So your thing is, as long as if you're in first class, get up. Let's get going. That's the reason
Yeah.
why we're in the
Like
front.
first
We can get
class
out.
or even like comfort plus or premium economy. Like if you're after row 15, you can sit down. But before that, like you need
Right.
to get up and get your bag because I don't want to wait while you fumble.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm
Yeah.
with you on that. I can agree with that. Airbnb or hotel? Which one are you gonna?
This
Which one
depends.
edges out?
This depends. So if
Yeah.
I'm traveling for work
Yeah.
or if sorry, if I'm like doing my digital nomad stuff, Airbnb
Gotcha.
all day. Because like
Okay.
I want to be able to spread out. I want to be able to make myself breakfast. I want to be able to even make myself lunch and then we go out to dinner. Like
Okay.
I can't be going out every meal to get food.
Yeah. That's a very
Especially
unique take. Most people would say like hotel for all the business accommodations they have.
no, because the thing is that especially with like being abroad, sometimes like I don't want to pay for a phone plan every single day. Like with Verizon, I can do like whatever, I could do an international plan.
Yeah.
But I also like otherwise like $10 a day or whatever it is,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like
That's about that. Yeah.
going out to and then like say you get a phone call from work while you're like going to grab coffee, they can hear on your phone that you are international. So like I don't want any more reminders. So I feel like tried and true. I've learned that you can like make like go grocery shopping. I like to make breakfast at home. I like to make lunch at home, and then like I'll go out for dinner.
I see.
Um,
Yeah.
and like when I'm being a digital nomad, I like to set up a routine. So I definitely like stay home and I watch Netflix at night. Like I act like I am home. Like you can't party every single night.
Yeah. No.
Like
Yeah.
you
You can't
have
blame
to
it.
have some sense of like normalcy.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to make sure you balance it out. You can't be blowing the budget every day. It's not a vacation. Digital nomad being a digital nomad is not a vacation. It's more just you're not physically at home. You're just in a
Yeah.
different location.
So for me, I definitely feel like I have to have some sort of like real life,
Mm.
like feel like I'm in real life. And in a hotel, I'm like, oh, somebody else is making my bed. So I don't get that,
Right.
not vibe, but I just like, I don't have that urgency to like adult.
Okay. No, I got you. And I can respect that.
But if
And
I'm
that's a
on
very unique take.
vacation,
Yeah, it's a
hotel.
very unique take. Okay. Very unique take. I'm gonna try that when I start doing my travels because
Yeah.
normally if I'm for work, I stick to the hotel just for
Yeah.
all the business stuff. And most of the time they're covering the breakfast, lunch, and dinner food, so I'm
Yeah.
fine. But if I was to truly
To
extend that for like a month or so, I'd be like, okay, you know what? It might be better to go the Airbnb route.
100%. And
Yeah.
like I said, like if I'm working, if I'm visiting the Seattle office, I don't need an Airbnb. I will go to a hotel because like there are business accommodations or whatever. And also like if you're by yourself, that you can meet people at
Right.
the bar and there's, obviously pluses. But if I'm traveling in a foreign country, like either alone or
Mm.
like with somebody else and working, like my top things are it needs to have a stove or at least two burners so I can make like some sort of eggs or whatever in the morning.
Right.
Or heat up food because like a lot of places don't have microwaves. So like a lot of places in South and Central America, they don't do microwaves. So to be able to like heat up your food, like a table or a surface that I can actually work on so that I like leave my bed. So like there's like when I'm looking for Airbnbs, I already have filters. And then I'm a big pool snob. So I
get the pool there.
I always need a pool.
Got you. That's okay. Yeah. Most of the international Airbnbs, you can find them with the pool there.
But like even like for example, in I think it was like Argentina, it was like 3 hours ahead, maybe. So I didn't actually start work until like 11. So I would like wake up and lay by the pool in the morning, go walk on the beach or whatever.
Yes. That was the secret. That's the secret. Is that the time zone thing is the secret. So I was in Cape Town. And I think they're about 7 hours ahead of New York. So I didn't start work till like 2 p.m. So I was able to go to the beach, surf a little bit, have some food, rest up, and then go back to work.
See, for me, I do really well with South and Central America just because it's like 3 hours is the top amount that you have as a time zone. I don't know how I would do, especially now that I have a Seattle-based company, like with like that's I don't know how I would feel working like 3 to 11.
Right. Yeah. Cause you so the negative is you're working really late.
Yeah.
So you're working. Yeah. So if you're Seattle, I don't think that would
really be like 6 to
that'd be ridiculous. Yeah, it'd be like 6 to like maybe midnight, probably something like that.
Yeah.
No, no. Yeah, 6 to like 2, 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. Okay, yeah. I don't know how. Yeah. That's a unique
on that. I'll let you know when I go to Southeast Asia how that's going to work out with the 12-hour time difference.
Yeah.
Or it'll probably be more than that. I don't know.
Yeah, that's gonna be a tough one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does depend. All right. Are you a carry-on or check bags?
That depends. Lately, I've started to be carry-on gang because so many people have been losing luggage. Yeah. But like, for example, when I go to Iceland, even though I'm going for like 5 days or whatever, in normal times, if I was going to like a hot weather place, I would bring a carry-on only. But like, I have to bring snow boots and probably like 2 fur coats. So
so yeah, a check bag is your way, especially for that trip. So it does depend. But you're transitioning to the carry-on gang?
I'm trying, but I'm also an overpacker. So
hey, you know what? I've heard some crazy overpack stories, massive pounds. So I don't know if you're that bad.
Yeah, I
like over 100 pounds?
No. What's great about Delta is like my bags go free. So
okay. Yeah. When you're like a member and everything.
Yeah.
You get the fine treatment. Okay, so if you had to travel somewhere, are you gonna go to a city, beach, or the mountains? What's the order for you?
So I love a beach. Mm-hmm. I love them all, but like a city on the beach would be ideal.
Okay. All right.
Like Rio or
yeah.
Cartagena or
I was gonna say, can you consider Cartagena a true city? I guess you can.
Yeah.
Like a beach city. That fits.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So last one location for the rest of your life. Not because I think you did Bermuda a bazillion times with your family.
Yeah, I'm not doing
wouldn't do that again, but
that's a hard one.
Yeah, we're asking the tough ones here. Let's see. All right, let's say
like, can I travel from there or I just am stuck there forever?
We'll allow you to travel from there. So let's say you had to pick a new home base.
Okay, definitely Colombia.
I could have figured that one. Colombia was your spot.
Yeah. That would probably be it.
Well, all right. So we got you for Colombia. Colombia is your thing.
It is. I love it.
You know, and honestly, everywhere I've gone and anybody who I speak to, they always tell me I got to go to Colombia.
Well, like I also really love Mexico City, but they don't love us. So
no, they don't. No. I was just there, you know.
They're like, if
Get out of here,
you
guys.
are a tourist, get out. Like, we don't want digital nomads. Like, my friend is digital nomad there, and literally they like put signs on her door like digital nomads X, like get out. And she's like Mexican. She's like, this is not adding up. The math's not mathing.
No, it's because so many people have flooded that city.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot. There's a lot of people over there. Yeah. I mean, I was there for Day of the Dead. And
Oh, so fun.
Yeah. It was amazing. It was an amazing time and everything. But you could tell they were like, all right, when are you leaving, man? I was only here for 4 days.
Yeah, I was there for 3 weeks and I loved it so much, but
it's a beautiful city though. I do.
Yeah, they don't.
I'm gonna go back.
There. They don't want anybody there.
All right, what's next for you, Melissa? What's you gonna increase this group chat to 500?
Yeah, so we definitely literally we reached 300 and Sheldon sent me a text message, said next whatever level 400. I'm like, okay. So yeah, we definitely want to increase the group chat for sure. We want it to really be like a resource for people. So increasing that, maybe find a way to monetize it with sponsor. Yeah, but we're doing really great with Solo Traveler of the Week. That's so fun. Featuring people every week, and there's just so much fun stuff to come. And we have some stuff that I can't talk about yet, but we're thinking of getting in the works, and we've been working on. So we're excited to share with everybody.
Perfect. I definitely have to meet Sheldon. I believe he might have been the one that invited me. I don't recall.
Or do you follow him on Instagram?
What's his handle name?
It's like Swipe Season.
Yes, I think I do.
Yeah.
I think I see him. That's probably how it all happened. Now it's all coming back to me.
Yeah.
But Melissa, this has been great.
It's been so fun.
I hope you had a great Thanksgiving and possibly Black Friday. I don't.
Yes. I spent a little too much money, but
there we go. And then you're gonna be home for Christmas, so you'll have a good Christmas at home, and then you're off to Iceland.
Yeah, I can't wait.
This is gonna be beautiful. I can't wait to see all the pictures and to hear all about it.
I just said, I'm like, I feel like I need to like up my photography game. I need to get a new camera.
You got a good photography game. You got a good one.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I get a new camera. I want to get a drone.
Same. That's been on my list for a minute, but I'm always nervous if I work it. I don't want to lose it and stuff. So
yeah, I won't be able to figure out how to fly it, but it's fine.
Still, just get it, pick it up if you can. Yeah. You never know. I think you're gonna love it. You're gonna love Iceland, honestly.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait.
Yes. All right. You're flying Delta there? The last one?
No, I wish. I'm flying Play Airline, which I've never flown before, and I don't know if it's even real. No. It started in 2021. It sounds like I don't fly budget airlines, and this is the only airline. So I was like, they're spend less, enjoy more, whatever.
They got you on the marketing. That's what happened.
It was the only flight, so I was like, guess I'll take it.
Yeah. Well, safe flight.
Thank you. Hopefully it's not like Manifest. I don't come back in 5 years.
No. And I do remember a while ago was there was an airline that shut down in Iceland. It happened years ago. Many moons. It was a while ago, but all right. This has been wonderful, Melissa.
Yes.
I want you to enjoy your Saturday. Thank you for coming on. We can't wait to possibly have you on again.
Yeah, I'll have to let you guys know how to Play Airline.
Yeah, get the updates.